So it's my pleasure to introduce my friend and our senior presidential director and one of my heroes, along with Tim here, Tessa Tremain, who's popping in here from Australia. Good morning.
Morning. Look, I'm just like any one of you. I just have a story. I started patching, and this small little patch changed my world. So a little bit about me. It's always good to know your story because your story is can say 1,000 words. Nobody else can change your story. So 15 years ago, I found myself a single woman with 4 kids, and I've raised them myself. They're adults now, and I even have a grandchild, which is lovely, and another one on the way. So, but at the time, I had absolutely nothing. I literally had to start life again at 48. So I turned up from the country into Sydney with a horse float with 4 kids and my belongings. That was it. And I think they thought, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Clampets, but I think they thought the Clampets had come to town. Maybe not, you haven't seen it. Like we were the hillbillies. And anyway,
Absolutely.
life began again. Life began again. And so you just got to make it happen. So at 59, 11 years later, I still, had a mortgage, but a big mortgage because, it's what happens. You got to just pick yourself up and keep going. And so that's exactly what I did. So I took on a mortgage with my son, actually, my eldest son, and we started doing life, working really hard. I was working as a wedding events coordinator at the time. I was the event planner. And I was post COVID, I did 77 weddings that year, which is a lot. That's 3 a week. So you can imagine how crazy that is. And so I didn't just organise the event of the day, but I organised their accommodation for the week, right down to catering and photography and all the things. So there was a lot going on in my world, and I didn't have a lot of spare time. A friend of mine asked me how I was. He just rang me out of the blue and he said, I've got something. It's so exciting. I've heard about this patch. And he was blah, 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 so excited. I couldn't get enough. That was Mario. And I just said, yeah, thanks, Mario. I'm not interested. It wasn't my time. I was too busy. I didn't have time to look at one more thing in my life. And so I said, yeah, yeah, sounds good. But send me some information. And I parked it on my desk. And it sat there. He proceeded to ask me for 6 times. Finally, I said yes. But um, by the time Christmas came of 2022, I was in a lot of pain because I had, or a lot of discomfort, as we meant to say on screen, because I had sciatica pain in my back leg and lower back in my leg, and so I was finding it was probably because I was on my feet all the time. I really was pushing myself. I was very stressed, and so but I was spending $300 to $400 a month on chiropractic and deep tissue massage. I was trying everything to make it get better because it was quite debilitating. In fact, it was very debilitating. I couldn't drive for long because I couldn't sit for long. I couldn't sit and have a meal because I had to stand, and it was really bad. So eventually, he hassled me about number five, fifth time, and I said it was about the 17th, I think, of December in 2022. And I said, oh, for goodness sake, okay, just send me some. Just give me some. So I actually had been praying, Lord, I need a change. I can't keep going like this at 59. This was a real high pressure job. And a lot was expected of me. And so I the thing was that I don't know if any of you believers, but I do believe God was telling me, here's the answer, here's the answer, here's the answer 6 times. And I said, no, no, no. But finally, I said, okay, send me some. In the mail, I got a pat. I got five patches, just five. He just put them. I think he didn't think I was going to do anything with it, right? So he thought I was just going to be a waste of time. So don't even bother. Just give her a few to try her and shut her up. So I stuck one on my lower back because nobody told me I had to do anything. I don't even know how to drink water. He had no idea. He just sent me these patches. But 4 hours later, Christmas Day 2022. I said to my son, one of my sons, I said, my gosh, my pain's gone. I can actually sit at the table and enjoy Christmas dinner. And he goes, oh, what a lot of rot, mum. He goes, you've had too many wines. And he said it must be placebo. He said it's Christmas Day. He said, you're too happy. And I said, I don't know, there's something happening here. And anyway, 4 days later, like I still had zero discomfort, zero pain. So I rang him and I said, oh my gosh, how do I get some of these? And I actually had to drive an hour and a half, and so did he, to meet, because he was about to fly to go somewhere else, to go home. And so we exchanged and I started. Now I said, well, what do I do with them? He said, I'll just tell people about them and you fill out these forms, right? That was the only training I had. So I started patching, got a result. Within a week, I'd gone and seen my friend Misha and others, four people, and I told them, and I just got them started. I said, you got to try this product. Well, three of those four got an instant result, like you, Kathleen.
Mm.
They got a really good straight up result, and it was, wow, this thing really works. And I didn't really think anything. I was going back into the wedding season in January, and I thought, oh, right, okay, so this is helping a few people. But then LifeWave sent me, congratulations, you've been paid. And I looked at the email and I thought, what? They actually pay you to share this? And I mean, I understood network marketing, but I was so against network marketing. I had no time to fit in a business, right? It was 376.50 USD, which for me was really a very significant amount of money because I was just in a job, just over broke, paying my bills, having to pay a mortgage, all the things you got to do. So I thought, oh, I can keep doing this. I keep sharing. And I mean, I saw a lot of people. So I did exactly that. And Misha and I started to teach people how to duplicate and to do that. And then so the next week I got $876 or $878 of USD. It's like, oh my gosh, this is good money. Week three, but I kept doing it. I kept building. I was putting people in. Okay. I wasn't sitting doing anything. I was telling people about it. I was actually opening my mouth and sharing. I was doing what I hadn't done with Mario. And so I did it again. And the next week I got $111. And I thought, oh, yeah, this is great. It can work. What did I do wrong? That was just the way the cycles fell. I didn't understand the marketing plan. I didn't understand how we got paid. But honestly, within 8 months, I gave up my job. It On average, I was earning, and I can look, I'm not meant to make income claims, and I won't tell you how much I'm earning now. But back then, I was on an average about $500 US a week, on average every week for that first 8 months. It was a bit more, but I can't say. So I thought, well, this is pretty good. So I thought, if I can do this part time, what can I do? Remember, I don't know what it is in European dollars, but certainly in euros, but certainly here it's $750. That was something. It was enough to think if I did this full time, I could earn more. I'd been listening to a conference by some of the SPDs that we were listening to, and they said set a goal for an income, and so I did. I set a figure, and it was a five figure amount to earn by that first Christmas, 12 months in, and that was, if I could earn this in a month, then I'd be really happy. By Christmas of that 2023, I had achieved that. And so I thought, wow, if I could do that, I set it again to make it a five figures a week within the next year, then I'll do this again. And I did it. It took me another year, and I only just got there, but I did it. And so honestly, it's changed my life. But what I must promise you, and we can't make any disclaimers here because they don't just pay you to do nothing. You actually have to share, and there's no guarantee on how much you'll get paid because it depends how you build and how you do it. So we can't say if you do this, if you just sign up here, you're going to make X amount of money. To me, money was important. And I'm sorry if I'm talking about money and you're only product interested, but for somebody who had had nothing and started again, money was a big driver for me. So what it came down to was the why. And it was why. What is the person's why? So I'm looking at each one of you in Goran. I'm thinking, what is your why? It might be a health why. It could be a business why. I don't know. Maya, it could be a health why. It could be a business why. So whenever you're talking to people, I've found that you've got to find out what they want. Because no point in me telling you, all about, oh, you can make this much money, because you might have millions and millions of dollars. It might not be your driver. It might be that you'd be like Kathleen and you're in a wheelchair. and you want to think better. You want to have more energy. You want to have a better life. So for her, that's really important. She might want to get out of that wheelchair and walk again. She might want to go on a holiday with her family. These are things that are her drivers. So what we've got to do is we've got to look at the heart of the person and find out what it is they want. And look, it just didn't all happen straight away. Initially, we were just super excited to I was super excited because I was getting paid because that was my why. I didn't know it was my why until it became my why. And then honestly, I was able to pay off my mortgage, travel the world, do lots of things that I've never been able to do, in my until now. So that is my question to you. What is your why? You need to think about what is the most important thing that I want in my life right now. If I could change something in my own world between now and next Christmas, so what are we, March? So by December, I always use that as a marker going into a new year. So you just write something down now if you can, if you got a pen, and just think, what do I want to change? Is it my health? Is it my wealth? Do I need to help other people? Do I need to take the kids on a holiday? Do I need to buy a house? I don't know. Holiday, pay off debt. I don't know about you guys over there, but I tell you what, we're in a cost of living crisis over here for average people. And, it's not easy. And I just praise God that I have this opportunity to be able to help others like yourself. Because my whole why is not about how much money I can earn. It's nothing. The money doesn't interest me anymore. It's how many people I can help do what I've done and have time freedom. And I know how hard it is to raise kids by myself and to not have enough money to feed them or to pay a power bill or to put petrol in the tank or anything like that. And then if I can help mums and dads and couples to achieve something, then that to me is my why. And that is how my why has become. So your why can change. It can go from one thing to another to another. So what I've found over 3 years is that my team has grown to tens of thousands of people, and I didn't introduce tens of thousands. I introduced about 89 people or something. I don't know how many it is. 89 personals. Of them, to be fair, probably 50 have dropped off because they just didn't want it, didn't like it, didn't do it, couldn't afford it, whatever. I don't know why they did over the years. I mean, I do, but some people got really excited, like me. And so out of them, I've created two SPDs of my own under me. So I've got one on each leg, which is really a blessing because you do have balanced income then. So on the binary, you've got to go left and you've got to go right. Now, you just need to keep going left and right, left and right, left and right. Now, out of my 89 people, I've got two SPDs. But under my two SPDs, or they're called executives now, but under them, I've got a lot of directors, a lot of managers, many, 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 who are all aiming to build. So people start, as you know, as a brand partner. They then go on to be a
Manager.
a manager, sorry, one, two, three
Okay.
star manager now, and then a one, two, three-star director. But one, two, three, and then onwards. One, two, three-star manager is the most important time when you're nurturing your people. Once they become directors, they're making some money and they're knowing what they're doing. But that one, two, three-star manager is finding those new people, showing them what this does, showing them all the options, and helping them to find their people. So it's not creating left, right, left, right, left, right. So you've got two long, skinny legs that aren't duplicating. And you would know what I mean. You keep going left, right, left, right. Nobody's doing anything. They're all using product, but they're not doing anything. So what you want to do is find the one of them that might want to build the business. So that is how you duplicate. So um, I was in the Bahamas of all places recently we won a cruise. So that was a LIFEWAVE cruise. And I was with some of the leaders over there. It was a real blessing. And we had a meeting with Ken and Diana Burke, who are three-star executives in LifeWave. I've known them now for 3 years. They've become good friends. They were staying, I earned some good money, but they earned some serious money. So they don't just have a cabin or a nice suite. They have the suite, like the state house suite or whatever you penthouse suite or whatever it is at the top of the ship. Anyway, they invited us up there and we're all up there and we're watching this water show below us that everybody else was down in the stadium watching this water show on the cruise, right? It was amazing looking down and watching these guys diving and all this. It was like Cirque du Soleil to water, sort of. It was, but I've even seen that Cirque du Soleil, but it was way better than that, right? It was so good. Anyway, we went inside and we had a meeting sitting there and he said, look, I want to tell you, as a leader in this business, he said, it doesn't matter how many people you have or how hungry you are or how good you are or anything else, but if you don't love people, you're going to be hopeless. He said, you've got to love people. He said, you might not, it doesn't mean, you know what I mean. You've got to care for people. He said, you've got to be interested in the people you're bringing in because people will only do what that people will, what's the word? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
I love that.
Yeah. And so he said, really, you just work with your people. And he said, look, when I started, he said, I just put, left, right. I built this, I built that. So he was about where I was at. But then he really, which is a great position. However, it wasn't until he was 63 down one leg, 63 people that he found Andy and Mandy Hoyser. That were just a couple that he'd bumped into. I don't know if you've heard of Andy and Mandy Hoyser. Andy and Mandy Hoyser are now two-star presidentials. They have under them Danny and Diane McDaniel, who are three-star presidentials. Under them, they have Penny Carpenter, who's a one-star presidential. So what I'm saying is you don't, just because you've done your 4 or your 6 and you think, oh, this didn't work, it's too hard. I'm getting $10 a week or $50 a week, whatever, from LifeWave. It's not paying me enough. It's because we're not doing the business. Honestly, if you can just keep duplicating, sharing, loving people, getting, like Kathleen, go out with, oh my God, this has done this for me. You've got to try this product. Go out with a belief and a heartfelt love for the person, get them patching, and then say, well, who do you know who you can share this with? Now, because we're in a cost of living crisis, you aren't always going to get people who can pay for the advanced or the advanced plus or the core, or the premium pack, but they might be able to buy the core pack or they might prefer to come in as a preferred customer. Now, I don't push preferred customers under the old plan, but under the new plan, it's actually beneficial for 1, 2, 3-star managers at the early days because it makes you more money. So if you're in the 1, 2, 3-star manager category, if you've got a half a dozen preferred customers, not brand partners, then they will every time they order, they just order one sleeve every month. They don't build a business, they just do their thing, and you get paid $20 every time they place an order. So that can be quite significant in your take-home income rather than just being, $5, $10 or $15 here and there as a brand partner. The bigger money and the other levels of payment really kick in once you're a director. So it's really, you can balance it out. You ask the person what they would like. When they're a customer, you can always upgrade them to a brand partner should they really want to run. And what we find is if we bring them in as a preferred customer, you guys are making money straight away if you're brand new and the customer's happy because they're only paying one sleeve. But then they say, oh my gosh, I really like this. So let's say it's Kathleen. And she goes, I really like this product. I could share this with some people. And I say to Kathleen, okay, Kathleen, so I'm pretending you're a preferred customer. And I would say to you, let's find your, 4 or 5 or 6 friends and let's do a launch for you. Let's get you on a Zoom. Let's launch your LifeWave. You can introduce me, just like I'm doing now, but we'll do a presentation. And let's get your friends starting on the product. And then all of a sudden, we'll upgrade her to a brand partner. And from the day she becomes the brand partner, not the preferred customer, is the day she officially starts LifeWave. And then she can kick in. If she signs in 4 of those friends, she can kick in as with the fast start bonus, which is the $25 a week for 9 weeks or whatever it is, $50 a week. If you look at comp plan, you understand how that works. And then all of a sudden she's earning bigger money. She goes 1-star, 2-star director straight away. And it's like, oh my gosh, this works. So, sorry, 1-star, 2-star manager. So it's about just planning for the person and not just I think we've all been guilty, and I definitely have. I'll sign someone up, I'll put them in, and I'm really excited. Yeah, got someone that's fantastic, and then I forget about them, and I get on with life, and I forget who that person was, where I saw them, and then 6 months later, they stop the product because they didn't hear from me, they don't think it works or whatever. So we all learn about how to do things, but that it's just once again, it's coming back to knowing your community, and I think all kudos to you, Lou, have done this really well, and to Tim, because you two have stood and held this vision for Ireland and wherever you guys are from for so long now, and just holding it together and creating a community of people who care and want to change their worlds. I just want you to know that this absolutely works, and uh, you just have to work it. And it doesn't mean you have to give up your job and do this full time. I did, and that really made me hustle, which I'm really grateful for. But at 62 now, I'm really glad that I made that decision because I don't, this is all I do. And I have that time freedom. I can spend time with my grandson and so on. So I just really want to encourage you to set your why. Look, we have no problem with belief in the product. We have no problem with belief in the company. A company that goes from 20 million to, almost $1 billion last year is not, not something that doesn't work. It's about there's some noise somewhere. It's belief in the in yourself. That is the one thing that can stop you from moving beyond the beginning. And I just talked to Mary and I talked to John and Fred and Jan, and they all said, no, I can't do this. That is a mindset. You're going to get no's. Even I get no's. I get no's all the time. And I go, that's okay. No worries. Next. Somebody wants this patch. Everybody's got stem cells. And, not everybody wants to do the business though. So really it's about caring for the person, loving them, helping them to do whatever it is that they want and aiming for that. So hopefully that was some help for you all.
Brilliant, wonderful, delightful. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's so inspiring, and absolutely grateful to hear all of that. Any questions or comments for Tessa while we have her here today?
Yes, definitely. Tessa, thank you so much. Your story is absolutely amazing. And whatever you said at the end, that, even on this stage in the game, you're still hearing no's means so much to us because we are like I'm 5.5 months in, so I'm still new to it. And I have my other business too, which I have to put so much attention to. So knowing that you're hearing no's and you're like, I'm okay with that, let's move on. Uh, so I can hear no's and I hear no's, often enough, and I cannot give up because if I have to do whatever you're doing. Just that mindset is so important. So yeah, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome, Monica. That's so lovely to hear. And that's exactly, you've just got to have the tenacity and the drive to just keep going. And, it's just no means not now. Hey, I said no 6 times, 5 times.
Yeah.
I said no. I said no. And had he not persisted, so what does that mean? It means because they've said no, it doesn't mean no, I don't want to do it. It means no, not now. And for
Yes.
me, it was. I didn't know that. I didn't know I wanted this. If he had left me after the first one or two and never come back, I would be cranky. So, at myself for not doing it. But I really have to thank him because it was thanks to Mario that he did persist. So go back to some of the people you've asked and say, hey, I'm still doing this. And I'll tell you what, in 12 months' time, they're going to see that you're still doing it and go, oh, really?
Yes.
In fact, I get people watch me 12 months in and go, oh, you're still doing that? Oh, tell me about
Yes.
it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. And people are watching you from my previous business. I'm 10 years in photography, and I heard so many no's. I heard you're too expensive so many times. And now I get client who will drive to me 3.5 hours to get to me, after 10 years of doing it. And I still hear no's. But I get that one client who is just dropping everything. So we just have to apply this to everything we do in our life, to every business we do, because we might do something different or something extra, on top of LifeWave. And that's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and all you're looking for is three diamonds in the rough.
Mm-hmm.
Three,
Mm-hmm.
not 3,000. You might be looking for 3,000 people, but you're only looking for those three diamonds in the rough. And you have one on each leg and one somewhere else, so two and one. And that will change your life. But you just got to go through the numbers and find them. And because they're out there, there's people out there that are hungry, looking for something and looking for getting off the corporate. I mean, I've got people in my team who are on seven figures already. Okay. So they're earning millions of dollars in corporate. And two of them in particular, I'm thinking over in New Zealand. And one of them has a massive insurance company, and one is some other company, and or many companies. But the thing is, they've got so much going on, they haven't got any time to stop. And they've got no time for time freedom. They've got no time to have holidays. They've got no time to enjoy their life. They've got a lot of money in the bank, but no time to enjoy it. And so they are doing this because they can see it as their way out. So you can actually stop working, and if you go on a holiday, you're still getting paid, and that's lovely because your time doesn't equal money. It's freedom. Time equals freedom. Kathleen, you got a question, honey?
Yes, I'd like to ask you about your sciatica.
We didn't hear that.
I can't hear your
I'd
question.
like to I'd like to ask you how your sciatica is.
How your sciatica?
Oh, my sciatica gone. That's gone. Oh,
Yes,
so some other things that changed. So the sciatica is well and truly gone. That just left. But the biggest thing that changed for me was I had rheumatoid fingers, and I couldn't even wear rings on my fingers at all. They were so distorted, so bent, so horrible. And in fact, when I went back to only 1 month into my to the boss lady who ran the weddings, like she was the owner, right? And I was writing something and she goes, "What's happened to your hands?" I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "All the lumps are gone." I go, "Oh, they have too." I didn't know that. I never felt those leaving my fingers.
Right.
And then, yeah, so that's been a big change, and it's a visible change, but I wish I'd taken a photo prior. One of my fingers on my left hand is still a little bit twisted. You can see that the lump there.
Mm-hmm.
See that? I don't know if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that one was, see how it's not straight? All of my fingers were like that. So every one of them was twisted sideways. So it's actually, I've got this one to show people. um, I do, but and then 6 months in, I know I've got glasses, but these are a lot weaker than the ones I had previously. I started getting headaches, and I was going, "What's wrong with me?" And I thought I better go and maybe my glasses don't work or something. Anyway, I went and had them tested, and he said, "This is really unusual." He said, "Because you're 60." And he said, "But I have to reverse your size of prescription." So he reversed it 2 sizes
Nice.
because they were too strong for me. So that was great. But things like I used to not be able to fly air travel. I used to get air sick all the time. I used to have this middle ear issue, which I wasn't very aware of until I started. I mean, like, yes, I did. As a kid, I flew with my family, and I always vomited. I was seriously ill. Anyway, I was scared of flying, but I fly all the time now. Like I do a lot of air points, and I have no problem. It's sorted all that out. So honestly, it's obviously balancing us somewhere, even though we don't feel it working.
Yeah. Yeah. You've been on the patches now for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
3 years and 3 months, probably. It's
there you
March.
go.
So I started Christmas Day of 22, and there's no way I'm stopping them. So I don't just wear X39. I started with X39, and that's all you should start with, because it is the mothership. It is the hero patch. It is the one that regenerates our dormant stem cells. And you can do that for 3 months, unless someone has a specific issue that you really want to deal with. I did introduce Eon at 3 months in, and I always wear Eon. So Eon and X39 are like the mother-daughter patch. They work really well together.
Mm-hmm.
Eon for inflammation, really great for people who have any arthritis or any inflammation. 99% of disease starts from inflammation. So it's a really great patch. My mum is 85 and she had osteoporosis and osteoarthritis, and her bone density was the worst it could be, really bad for older people. She's reversed her bone density to the young level, and her arthritis is minimal. So she wasn't able to pick up anything bigger than a 5 kilos because she could break a bone. That's how bad she was. But now she's great. She, hoists stuff on her back and does all sorts of things. So, and she just wears X39 and Eon. In fact, I've just started introducing it to X49 because of how it increases our bone strength. So you just got to know your products to help people with their specific ailments. But I mean, a day doesn't go by where I don't have 4 patches on, but it's only because I can. I mean, I could wear more, but 4's enough. But I generally wear X39, 49, Eon, and one other, depending where I'm going. If I'm on a plane, I'll wear a glutathione. If I'm sick, I'll wear a glutathione. If I'm feel like my eyes are going bad or something, I want to get my brain sharper, I'll put a carnosine on or whatever. Or, I might, if occasionally I might have an accident and I need an ice wave.
Right.
But yeah, you just work them according to you.
Well, you reminded me, how's Emma's leg doing with her recovery she had a serious leg injury?
She did. That's fine. She's back to normal now. She does have a scar.
Okay.
So Emma had an accident where she fell off a motorbike into a piece of rusty Rio. Now Rio bar is what goes into concrete stability, and it sliced her. It almost got her
Carotid artery?
the main artery. I'm trying to think of the name of it inside your leg.
Is it carotid?
The big one. Is it whatever it was?
Yeah,
She was
I think so.
millimeters away,
Wow.
right inside her leg, like right high in her leg.
Yeah.
It was a horrible, horrible wound, ripped her open down her leg and thigh. She had 30, 40 stitches in there in Bali. In Bali, of all places, my God, like give us the money before we operate. Anyway, they did that. But she they said, do you want the local hospital or the international? And I said, the international. I wasn't even there. And then they say, give us the money and we'll do it. But look, I tell you what, great hospital. They were brilliant.
Right.
And the scarring is amazing. But she was grateful that she had patches with her. So in that case, X39, obviously for the healing, but the biggest healer of all of them is carnosine because it speeds up recovery. And she also had the energy enhancers, which drain your adrenals because they were pumping her full of saline. And then she had the Eon to stop the inflammation and all these other things. So as you understand how these products work, you can actually utilize them to be very effective. But she's got a scar to tell the story.
Well, that's incredible. That's incredible. 40 stitches is serious. I'm glad she's recovered. That's wonderful. Yeah.
And she ran a marathon. After that, before that? Yeah, she's doing great.
Good. Well, wish her happy birthday if you would. She's one of my favorites here, along with yourself. Does anyone else have?
I was going to say she's 25 today for anybody who wants to know. So you don't have to be in your 60s or 30s or anything. She's 25 and she patches because she realizes how much it doubles her performance and halves her recovery. Here's a good story, and I just want to share this before.
Please.
Is a 12-year-old child, not mine, of a friend who was nonverbal ADHD and couldn't speak. And they patched him, mum patched him, and within 3 weeks, she just opened the curtains one morning and he said, "Good morning, Mummy." He'd never spoken to her. So happy birthday, Emma, from Lou and everybody.
Absolutely.
She's just walked in.
Happy birthday, Emma.
Hey,
thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Happy birthday, Emma.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's
questions. Please ask questions.
Sure.
Huda
Sure.
and Goran, you're very quiet here.
Yes. Yeah, my friends, you're very welcome. This is your chance to ask us anything about LifeWave. Tessa or any of us?
Huda can go first if she wants.
I think it's you, my friend. Carry on.
Yeah.
Okay. I just had a negative experience in terms of people that I kako se vika, da jim ga prikaža really explained and try to tell them what's about. And initially they agreed to take it. Then this lady, older lady, then realized that when she was younger, she had some kind of I don't know what words to use.
Tell me to make it off.
Her hands were like getting blue or something like that. I don't know. And she was afraid to take them just in case so it wouldn't come back. So that was the reason why she didn't. She refused. She first accepted it, but then realized that she had this kind of thing, and then refused it. So
I have no clue what that is.
So
okay.
when we're putting a patch on a person for the first time, we have to say that your body is doing your healing. So whatever's going on in your body, you could have a result, you could have a reaction. If it's a reaction, it's generally a detox because there's so many things, environmental factors, food factors, medication factors, pollution, and all the things that can affect us. So if she was having some issues, like the first question we had right at the beginning, whoever it was that asked that question, to reduce the hours, say, okay, so let's just try it for 6 hours a day and make sure that they're hydrating. Hydrating is the key. If you're not hydrating, you're not flushing toxins.
Well,
And they
she
need
didn't
to
have. Oh,
they
sorry.
need to understand that it's natural, that it's only salt, sugars, and amino acids. It's light therapy. There's nothing going in the skin. It's on the skin. So what I often do is I'll send them one of the doctor's videos, like maybe Dr. Jen's. If you don't have it, Lou, I can flick it to you. I know it's an
Yes.
opportunity meeting, but she talks mainly about the product and how good it is. Or I might send David Schmidt's video on the science and all the things. So you've just got to work with that person, but you've got to understand some people are so programmed to listen to what the doctors will say and give them the drugs that they won't change. And
The
that's
the issue was with this lady that she's a doctor herself.
Yep.
Yeah, they sometimes need the most education. Seriously.
Well, Maya was explaining to her very, very nicely all the things, positive things that this product is doing, and she was very excited because she is like scheduled hip surgery or something, I think. So I said, this is a good starting point. Let's take this and see in a couple of months what progress you can make.
Yeah.
And maybe delay the surgery, or even better, not have it at all. So, but the next day she called me and said about this issue that she had.
Yeah.
So that's I couldn't.
Well, it's hard to argue with ignorance, on both sides of the equation. We need more information.
True, but
Tess.
My question, what I would do with her if she'll listen to you is say, hey, I know you tried it for one day. You had a result one day. It could have been a number of things that are happening. It could have been a reaction. I want you to listen to David Schmidt's video and understand the science behind it.
Yeah.
I also want you to listen to Dr. Jen's video. You don't listen to the business side at the end, just the product part at the beginning. And then you can come back to me and tell me if you'd like to try it again, because I think you're really missing out on something that could be very beneficial, not only for you, but for your patients.
Yeah.
And then, if after watching those two, if I gave those to you, would you watch them? And if she goes, yes, I would, great, do that. And then after that, you can discuss further. But if she says, no, not interested, well, just move on.
And another colleague of mine, she's in 60s and she's a smoker, and she has also lung issues, and she smokes. Go figure.
Yeah.
But and I said, okay, since you have these lung issues, take this. I gave her for free. And see what benefits you will have. And she tried it, she said, "Oh, I'm eating less, so that's good." She was excited for that. But after a few days, she complained about having high blood pressure. So, and she was not feeling comfortable. She was not having enough air to breathe, like she maybe an anxiety, I don't know. And she finally left them and returned the rest of them.
Okay. So I think what you need to do, Goran, is when you're talking to people, say, look, once they're becoming a distributor and you've got a brand partner, you got to say, look, one day, 1 week is not going to fix you. 1 month is not going to fix you. It's 1 month per decade. So if you're 30, it's 3 months, 66 months. If you're not going to commit to 6 months, don't worry, that's fine. I don't want your money. Tell them to go away. Honestly, because it's that serious. Because you can say you just educate people. Some people, if they've got toxins, are going to detox. You can, in your case, in this lady's case, get a high blood pressure. You just wear it less hours, drink more water, chill out, throw an Eon on it, calm her down. Honestly, there could have been other things going on in her day that had caused that high blood pressure. It could have been the food she'd eaten. I mean, often if you eat too much carbs before you go to bed or something, it can cause high blood pressure in the morning or whatever. Like there's so many things. And are they wearing it 12 hours in the morning, like in the morning to night, and not during the night, and all the things. So you've really got to say, this can change your life, but you've got to want to change your life, and this is how you use them.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Goran.
Huda can continue.
Yes, but you're welcome to talk to Monica or myself. We've also, have a lot of people that we've worked with. So there's ways to help people, like Tessa's saying here. Don't just take no for an answer the first time. Would be my prayer. Huda, do you have a question, my friend, or a comment?
Yeah, I'm listening. Hi.
Hi.
It is really interesting. I introduced X39 to my sister. She had high blood pressure all her life. And then just now, less than 3 weeks, she told me that it's surprising her blood pressure first time in her life to drop, because it is the down one, it is 190 before, now it is 60, which is never happened.
Beautiful. Yay.
Yeah, so there are good results, and that's exactly.
It's just my own experience. It is.
Wonderful.
And my personal experience.
Yes.
I have low blood pressure with my leg, both, and I was diagnosed, referring to the hospital, and then after that I have assessment.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, dear. Go on.
And after I have assessment, and after the assessment, they book me for operation.
Right.
And surprisingly, for the assessment, they said, "Oops, it is for me first time. Even the first time when they did the assessment for my blood pressure in my leg, I couldn't hear it, and the doctor is worried. Last assessment, I feel that it's just boom, boom. And I asked, they said, that is your heart, and it is surprising. And then the doctor, he asked me to see him after 2 weeks from the last assessment. And he said, your symptoms, it is gone. Just like that.
We were dancing about this a few nights ago. Yes.
And I told him, the doctor, and I told him that I'm using X39. He said what, and I showed it to him. He Googled it, and after he said, thank you to introduce that to me.
Beautiful.
And he wrote a letter to my doctor. He said, this lady, her symptoms, she's normal, and her symptoms, it is gone, and she using X39, and it do good for her. And it is really, for me, that it is like wonderful documentation from NHS that X39 doing good for people's life.
So Huda, have you signed this doctor up? Because he'll run away and just sign however he wants. But you need to, if he's interested, get him patching, because then you can get him to introduce.
I have his I think I have his contact. I'm going to contact him. And he told me, he said, say thank you to people introduce that to you.
Okay,
And
great.
he said it is doing good.
Well, let
And
us
he
know
told
if you
my
need any
doctor
help
to
with
it.
that. That's a very exciting development.
So it's a very exciting. What I find is sometimes when you're talking to professionals is that you can just give them your link and let them join themselves. So your link would be lifewave.com/your username, whatever your username is. And then they can sign themselves in, and you can say, look, you can either join and share, or you can become a preferred customer.
Yeah.
But either way, you can give them your link, and that way they can connect to you. Two things I really think, because we haven't got much time, but
Yes,
is
dear.
the most important thing of anything in this business is having your people on auto order. If they're not on an auto order, you haven't got a business. So they have to be on a monthly order. So if the reason is that if you sign up as a core and they go, oh, I've already got 2 months, 3 months, I don't need any more. Well, and if they're not going to go on an auto order, then just let's sell them a sleeve as a retail customer. Because honestly, if they're going to build a business and share and get it for free and earn money, you have to have a regular auto order to be to keep your points and all the other things.
Yeah, it's a great.
So you can start them on, like, for instance, if you go and sign up Fred decides that he's going to start on a call. So in 1 month's time, introduce him to an Eon. Even get one Eon, it won't matter. And so he'll have two. He'll have an X39 and an Eon next month. And then the month after, he'll have an X39 and an Eon. But by the 4th month, he's going to need more X39. So you have to put that in your diary to ring him and say, hey, let's just get your X39 and Eon. How are you going? And then you're going to get a result using those two patches. And that way they're locked in on that. If they become a preferred customer, they've got to be on an automatic order for 6 months anyway, and they get free product given to them as well, like little sample packs. So an automatic order is very important, because if you end up with long legs in your binary with nobody ordering anything, you haven't got anything. You've just sold a product. You've been a Tupperware or an Amway. You've sold a product. You may as well go to Walmart or wherever you go in your country. So the other thing is to go to This Is It team training. Now, I know it's American. I know you're not. I'm not. And it can be a bit, how do you do? But the training is brilliant. Is there anybody here who has not done the 10 steps?
Oh, yes, I'm sure there is. I've done it. I don't know if anyone else has.
Okay, so let me just take you to it, because
Sure.
Can you please make me co-host?
Sure. How do I do that, dear?
Go to participants, and then
Yes.
It should.
Okay. Tessa, more chat.
Should be able to make me. Or you do it. You just share your screen. Don't worry about it. You share your screen.
Sure. Okay.
Just go to thisisitteam.com.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, give me 1 sec.
So thisisitteam.com is the training that has created many, many millionaires. Now, you might not want to be millionaires, but they've also created many, many doctors who have got a great freedom lifestyle. And you take so when
I have the little spinning wheel. There we go.
Okay. So over on the right-hand side, you'll see those 3 bars. See those 3 little lines up top right? Yeah, that's it. So go to, here you can just see all the things, right? You don't need to click on anything right now, but across the top you'll see there's a whole bunch of things. So you've got onboarding, and you've got how to go to 1-star manager, the 10-step system.
Yeah.
That is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But in the onboarding, there's the 10, go down, scroll down. So the 10-step system, 1, determine your why. 2, set your goals. 3, make your commitments. 4, build your list. They're basic things. But when you if you click on the first one, please, determine your why. And actually, if you're not into watching the videos, scroll down. then you can actually read, and it'll tell you about why you need to determine your why. Take the time to determine what it is you want out of your life. Blah, 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 blah. Read these things because they're very, very helpful to you. Now, if we go back to the top, please, and then go along across to onboarding. Yep. So onboarding is where you should take all your new people who want to actually be a brand partner, and go down, scroll down, please. So this shows people how to set people up, how to enroll new people, how to upgrade, how to get paid. Very important. How do you get paid? Lots of people don't know that. If you click on Pay Portal e-wallet, please, sure. And that will show you how you set up your e-wallet. You just got to watch the videos. Yep. And it's all there. Everything you need is here. Yep. If you were buying a franchise of something, you spend then thousands and thousands of dollars in time learning a system. This has the 10-step system, and you simply got to look at it. And if you don't follow it, you're going to miss something. So if you're wanting, now can we please go to build331.com? I know it's not this one, but it's a different one.
A different site.
Different site.
Okay.
I just want to share it because a lot of people in Europe prefer it because it's
Build.
So it's called Build 331 numbers 331.com.
Yep. Okay.
So the person who sponsored Steve and Gina Merritt was Onyx Cole. This is hers. Now, if you go get started.
Yep.
Okay, so these are the steps. It's the same thing, but there's not many videos in here. But if you go down to, I don't know, understanding how we patch, why we patch, all the things, how we she's got hers is a lot more basic. But there's some stuff there if you prefer this website. That's and if you go to so it's a little bit quieter than his. Yep. Go to your resource library. Go to the resource library, please.
Yeah.
And let's have a look what she's got. So she's got lots of things in there, Okay, she hasn't updated hers, so she's still manager to senior director, but health tracker. But honestly, the benefits flyer, go X39 benefits flyer, please.
X39.
Click on that.
Benefits,
click on that one.
Yeah, okay.
Download that. There's some good things. Go through and see what you like to use because there's some good resources in here that you might find are helpful.
Mm-hmm.
If it opens.
There we go.
Things like that. You might want to send somebody something or print that off
brilliant.
or whatever.
I never heard of this before. That's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's got a few. Anyway, have a look through that one. But either that one or this is at team.com. They're both very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
And you just pull your resources from them. Don't feel like you're in business by yourself because you're not. You're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay.
Very helpful. Very helpful. See, fantastic. And I told my crew here, my team here, that you did a great training last night. Thank you again with Sue, who's amazing as well. And I will share my notes with them from all of that. Tell me. Sue's thing is just the middle of my night, I think, is the problem with her schedule. But I will check it again anyway. Do you remember Sue's email address by any chance, or will I ask her for that? Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, honey. Thank you. Yes, I didn't get it last night, but I would run that down with her as well. This is great information, and you're always an inspiration and a delight and a surprise. And I'm so grateful for your time, and thank you very much. For all of that. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. We'll do this again when we get another full through.
Happy to help anytime, guys. It's really, reach out if you want to ask me any questions. You can, I'm on WhatsApp. So Lou can share my number.
Yes.
Just create a group. Well, you already have got an island group. Ask in that group. And, that's what we do. Please start using that group with these people. The island group you've got.
Yes, we will.
And we'll just communicate because it's such the opportunity is huge, guys.
It is.
You've just got to share it with people and change lives. So God bless you all.
You too, darling. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you next time.
All right, Tess. Thanks a
Thank you.
million.
Thank you,
God bless.
Tessa.
Bye bye.
Bye for now.
Welcome.